On August 3rd, 2024, Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign would drop their long-anticipated sequel album to Vultures 1, Vultures 2. The lead-up to this album would be teased through the Yeezy website. First with an order confirmation message set to August 2nd, then with a tracklist reveal, and then Slide releasing as a single, and then dropping the album at almost 4 in the fucking morning. Like, I'm not even kidding either. Now, if this was how any other Kanye album rollout played out,
I didn't finish it,
then I'd be excited. But I honestly really did not care about this album leading up to this moment. And I care even less about it after it's dropped.
This ain't cheddar, this quiche.
But alright, before we even talk about the album, let's talk about the rollout for the album and how it was essentially just non-existent. Now, artists dropping surprise albums is nothing new. Some of the most culturally impactful albums have been dropped with no rollout, like Beyonce's Lemonade album or Frank Ocean's Blonde of that same year. But this one was different. Vultures as an album series is just very divisive with the fans and critics alike. You know, you have some people who absolutely love Vultures 1, like me, and then you have some people who absolutely hate Vultures 1. Not me. But even as a Kanye fan, I can admit that this surprise rollout doesn't really feel like it's gonna have some sort of grandiose payout. It just feels lazy. It just feels like they didn't think of anything, so that's the only reason the album is just dropping randomly. I mean, looking back at the Vultures 1 rollout, we were getting listening parties, we were getting dates promised, we were getting insider info, and it was getting clearer and clearer by the day that the album was eventually gonna drop. But with Vultures 2, it was quite literally the opposite. As we got farther and farther from that initial release date of February 9th, it seemed like the album was literally just never gonna drop. In March, they gave us 2 listening parties, but they barely played any new music. They then performed at Rolling Loud and then actually played no new music. Like, they didn't even sing the fucking lyrics. They're not even performing. We were then promised a May 3rd release date, and that never. And then there was just so many things going on in the background that was just distracting us from the album rollout. We had influencer Yes Jules being fired. You know, one of the people that was giving us insider info, she got fucking fired and then sued for $7 million for breaching NDA or something. Or Trevor Phillips from fucking GTA,
But I did kidnap his wife!
who worked at Ye's school, Donda Academy, was suing Ye for poor work conditions, anti-Semitic and homophobic rants, and sexual behavior, allegedly. He allegedly wanted to shave the students' heads off and put them in cages. Also, no, I'm not mentioning the porn app. I'm not mentioning it. Like, can you really blame me for not really giving a fuck about this album? I didn't care about the leaks. I didn't care about what he had to say. I honestly cared more about Ty catching fucking predators on Vitaly's stream than I did about his own music. Which, by the way, what fucking timeline are we living in? And for all the people who also tuned out of the whole thing, you kind of see how messy it is. So you know what? Let's just dive into the music. Starting off with the elements I actually do like about this album, I'm just gonna say the first 4 tracks are a great run. I mean, Slide is definitely my favorite song on this album. The production, the vocals, the lyrics, everything really just showed out on this song. Since this came out as the technical lead single, I was hoping that the album was kind of gonna sound like this, specifically on the production side, but unfortunately, I was wrong, but it's a great track nonetheless. And then moving on to Time Moving Slow, that was pretty cool. But I will say, I did hear the leaked version of this song before listening to the album, and I definitely preferred the old version. But I'm not gonna let that ruin the song for me. No matter how fucking choppy Ye's vocals sound on here, I'll excuse it for now. Then Field Trip is also one of my favorites as well. Don Toliver's chorus is so fucking infectious. Cardi then puts down another great verse, as he's been doing for the last 3 Kanye albums. And you know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think that Kodak actually has the best verse on this song. And then Fried is also another favorite of mine, specifically Ty's part at the end where he's like, "Bitch, don't play with me, you know I'm fried." Promotion is also a song I really like. Everyone was talking about how Ye ruined that leaked version. Whatever the fuck, I liked it. Future and Ty basically carried the song for me. I mean, I also listened to the leaked song before it came out, but I didn't think the changes were noticeable for that song. I liked it. And then Lifestyle, I love that chorus, mainly because of Wayne. Wayne singing, "She ready, she ready," really reminded me of like the nostalgic like 2010s R&B style. And you know what? Just matter of fact, Wayne just carried the song for me. I'm not gonna lie, because Ye singing off tune definitely took me out of the song. And then for some reason at the end of the song, they stitch a part of Husband onto the end of the song. Like, why are we Frankensteining songs? I also really liked River because of Young Thug. I mean, we finally got that verse from December 2023. We finally got to hear the song and I liked it. And then unfortunately, that's where the praise for the album ends. Isabella is an 8-second interlude that adds nothing to the album. What is the point of this being its own fucking track? Husband, I didn't think was bad at first. It's just nothing special. I mean, it's just kind of there. Forever was another track I didn't really feel like needed to be there. It's kind of whatever. And then it leads into the most fucking brain rot track of the entire album. What was bomb? What happened? Like, when I first heard the track, I kind of forced myself to like it. North's chops of I'm the bomb is like kind of fire. But then when Chicago hopped on the track, I ain't gonna lie. I actually kind of started to get a headache. I mean, like, talking with North on Vultures 1 was cute the first time. This one might just be his worst track ever. 530 was one of the most anticipated snippets on this project. I mean, people would not shut up about this one on Twitter. And it's essentially an early demo from the Donda 2 era. And when I first heard the song, it kind of gave me the same vibes as when I listened to 30 Hours from the Pablo album. Mind you, Donda 2 was recorded 2 to 3 years ago. And when Kanye records, he tends to mumble the melodies and then spit actual lyrics later. Actually, a lot of artists do that. And the reason they do that is they can come back to that idea at any point because they already have the flow going. He just left it in. He had 2 years to fill in the lyrics and just never did. Actually, he downloaded a fan-made version off of fucking YouTube and put it on the album. And even though I really liked Lil Baby's verse on Forever Rolling, I can't stand the mixing of this song. I just can't. And it doesn't get any fucking worse than Sky City. Sky City had the most potential out of any song on this goddamn album. It could have been another ghost town kind of track. You can literally hear it in the chorus. No 7 Shake is literally on this track. How do you fuck up a song with them? But unfortunately, this is when something became very apparent to me. Kanye, for some of his verses, has been using AI, and it becomes very apparent on this song.
You haven't got a penthouse.
And then on top of that, you can literally hear the lines when he's punching in. The mixing is supposed to mesh that together so that I can't fucking hear when his mic quality changes. It just makes me wonder, what the fuck did you delay the album for? This shit ain't even finished. Like, this isn't your voice. What are you using AI for? The version of Sky City that was supposed to be on Yandi was perfect enough. It's no secret that Kanye takes unused songs from scrap projects or, you know, songs that were supposed to be on actual projects that came out and reuse them. But we expect you to make the song better, not worse. And of course, a lot of the Kanye fandom has been coping about this album. I'm sorry, I love all the accounts, I follow them, but you're coping. It's a cope. You would have enjoyed the album more if you didn't listen to the leaks. Well, I do think there's an actual hint of truth to that. As someone who barely even heard the leaks for this album, the shit still has. It still has. Then there's some songs I didn't even mention, like My Soul. Like, it's not bad. I just don't like the mixing on Ye's vocals. It's like I don't like this man's voice on his album. It's becoming
DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled, shut the fuck.
Every time I hear DJ Khaled on a DJ Khaled album, I want to turn off the song. That's how I feel about this album. But this is supposed to be a Kanye album.
Don't forget about me.
I listen to Kanye for Kanye, but he's literally the worst part of some of these songs, and we're just coping. Whether it's from his terrible lyricism, his choppy vocals, or the fucking use of AI, this album is just lazy. There's no way to put it. It's just lazy. Again, I consider myself a super fan of this nigga. I'm not a fucking hater. I actually really liked Vultures 1. Vultures 2 makes Vultures 1 look like a modern day fucking My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. In conclusion, this album is Kanye's worst album. I'm just gonna say it. It's his worst fucking album. It's an actual stain on his discography.
So I've been sick all week. The entire first half of this video was recorded a couple days after Vultures 2 dropped, and so much has happened since then. I wanted to include whatever I could in this conclusion. So firstly, basically all the songs I talked about in this video have been getting updated. I talk about that a little bit in the video, but they're essentially updating the entire album. And I won't lie, I don't think that's gonna change my opinion about these songs, nor is that gonna make me care about the album any more than I already don't. Secondly, they've also been adding a bunch of fan requested snippets to the album to try to get the album to #1. And no, I don't believe this is Kanye's doing. I think it's his team. Because any Kanye fan that's put out a tweet saying, I want this song in the album, they've essentially added onto the website. I mean, the song Can You Be that they added isn't even a new mix. It's literally another fucking rip from YouTube. It just shows that the team is trying to claw at absolutely anything to make people care about this album. Like, y'all actually had me at Take Off Your Dress. Like, that's a banger, but that's a standalone banger. I don't like Vultures 2. I've had like a week to think about it. I don't like the album. I genuinely don't like the album. Vultures 2 coming second to Taylor Swift, even after all the desperate attempts they had, effectively ended his 20-year streak. And overall, it's just not looking good. There has been a very serious update coming from the #SaveYay movement. So the former Yeezy head of staff Milo, I'm not gonna pronounce their last name, basically alleged that that Kanye's dentist Thomas Kennelly has been supplying Ye with illegal nitrous oxide. And for those who don't know what that is, it's basically laughing gas. It's basically another way of getting high, but it's extremely dangerous. It can cause significant brain and nerve damage, and it can also cause death. And this has gotten the entire fan base in a panic. Milo recently announced that the California Dental Board has confirmed with the reviewed evidence that we've seen on social media that they've began an official investigation. So I'm sure that the truth about this situation will come out soon, but I also have to preference that all the information that I shared in this video is alleged, by the way. And I'm not gonna show any photos or videos. You can look it up. It's all out there. It's just very disturbing. Like watching one of my favorite artists be treated like how Dr. Conrad Murray did Michael Jackson just haunts me a little bit. And according to this Reddit user, I'm also not gonna try to pronounce it, that the addiction has gotten so bad that Ye has even used this gas during Yeezy meetings and even planned on restructuring Yeezy's entire dentist plan to buy a $2.4 million nitrous gas system. Ye has even went public about using nitrous gas as early as June 27, 2022.
I was at the dentist's office the other day. I was taking a nitrous oxide. I suggested if anybody's like stressed out.
And he even had Instagram stories from May of this year claiming that he would do free commercials for more nitrous. And even as early as 2015, Ye compared his nitrous experience to when Steve Jobs tripped on acid, and it gave him a new perspective on life. If everything Milo is alleging is correct, then Ye is in genuine danger and needs to reevaluate the people that he has around him. And because of all of this, Vultures 2 feels like a posthumous record, and it's really disturbing to even say that, but all of this is alleged. And whatever happens, I'm praying for Kanye and his family. And to end this video on a lighter note, here's Kanye eating some ice cream.
I'ma spin jaws, I'ma break necks, all I'm in shock, I know big flex, I'm winning in silence, it's Louis V on my belt on the red.